Alright, so the first time I tried to record this video, my camera, which is ostensibly my phone, overheated and it stopped my recording like right as I was about to like go into my closing thoughts on the movie. But I have my AC turned on, and plus it's a little. I'm shooting this at a later time, so it's a little bit cooler outside, so shouldn't have to worry about that right now. So let us get into talking about some Superman spoilers. If you guys want to know my non-spoiler thoughts about this movie, I already have that video uploaded on my channel. It's already up there waiting for you guys to watch. So again, if you want my non-spoiler thoughts on this movie, go ahead and click that video. But for those that have seen it, let us get into some spoilers, shall we? I love how this movie opens up. It states like 3 centuries ago, metahumans were discovered, ushering in a new era of gods and monsters. And I really love that phrase being included in this first movie, because gods and monsters is what James Gunn called his basically his phase 1, shall we say, of this new DCU. And then it goes to 3 decades ago. An alien spaceship crash landed on Earth, and a baby was inside, and he was adopted by these Kansas farmers. And then it goes 3 years ago. He publicly addressed himself as Superman for the first time. Then it's 3 months ago. He stopped a conflict between Baravia and Jarhanpur. Then it goes to 3 days ago. It was 3 days ago. I'm trying to remember it because it's been a while since I watched the movie, and B, it's been a long day for me. So if I have a bit of brain fog, it's the gears are they're turning. Oh gosh. Oh man, I'm blanking. But like it goes down this chronological order, and then it's like at the end, it says like 3 hours ago, Superman lost a fight for the first time, and then we see him like crash into the snow in the Arctic. And basically, first, I would say 5 minutes of the film is basically the extended look that they released a while back for like the promotion of the film. Also including like the footage of both Jor-El and Lara. Jor-El in this movie, played by longtime James Gunn collaborator Bradley Cooper, and I can't remember the actress's name who played Lara, but if my memory serves me correctly, if it is working correctly, the actress that played Lara, she had a lot of, I think, TV shows under her belt, a lot of TV shows credited on her IMDb. So good for her to land in like a big blockbuster movie. After Superman gets healed, he goes back to his fight with the Hammer of Baravia, which actually turns out to be Ultraman in disguise. And Ultraman is revealed way later in the film that it is an exact, well, maybe not an exact clone, but a clone of Superman, because Lex got his DNA, or a piece of his hair, I should say, after one of Superman's battles, and was able to clone him. But of course, the cloning did not go as perfectly as one would hope. And Lex's whole scheme is to he basically created the Baravia Jarhanpur conflict so that he can ostensibly have Baravia go into Jarhanpur, conquer it, and then take over half of it to basically create his own little kingdom. And he's able to communicate with all these players by basically building a pocket dimension and having people travel back and forth between those different points using portals that he's strategically placed. Also, at one point, because Lex has Superman's DNA, he is able to access the Fortress of Solitude with Ultraman and the Engineer, which, by the way, the Engineer did an absolutely amazing job in this movie. I absolutely loved her performance. They're able to access the Fortress of Solitude, killing most of the superbots, as I'm going to call them, and they're able to detain Crypto for a good while. They do find the message on the Kryptonian computer, and the Engineer's like, there's a message on here. First part of it's good, second part of it is damaged, but I think I can recover it. And it is revealed later on in the film, like Cal heard the first part of the message while he was healing, like, we love you. We love you more than like Earth, basically anything. And we found a planet that we think will keep you safe, Earth. And, that's the majority of the first part of the message. But the second part of the message says, go to Earth and basically be a conqueror there, and basically restart Krypton all over again. Get a harem of women so that your Kryptonian DNA can spread like wildfire throughout the planet. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's ostensibly what the message said. And this, I think, may be the one aspect that might hang some people up, because in the first 4 Superman films, I'm talking the originals from like the 70s and 80s, Jor-El was always, seen as like, one half of the father figures, like with him and then with Pa Kent, of like, building Superman into the man that he is. With like, the people will look to you as a beacon of hope. Again, I'm paraphrasing the speech from the first film. But it is very interesting to, have basically Superman's parents say, go out there and be a god king on Earth. It's very interesting. And I think it leads to a very interesting conversation later on in the film with Clark and Pa Kent, where Pa Kent is like, hey, like, whatever you wanted that second half of the message to be, I don't think it would have lived up to your expectations. It's like, us as parents, we give you the tools to go out there and be successful in the world, while sometimes falling on your face a little bit, and you have to dust yourself off and you learn from that stuff. But he is like, and he also says, like, your decisions make you who you are. It's who you are as a person. And I could not be more prouder of you if, I like, there's no way that I could be prouder of you than what you're doing right now. And that's the exact thing that Superman needs to kind of like kick his butt into high gear for the final portion of the film. There are a lot of cameos in this movie. First, we'll get with Christopher Reeves' son, Will Reeves. He was a reporter that reported on like the monster attack that happened in the middle of the film, right before the message reveal. We also had Maxwell Lord make an appearance, Sean Gunn's character, that he will be playing once again in Peacemaker Season 2. And speaking of Peacemaker, Mr. John Cena himself cameoed as Peacemaker. He was on a talk show, kind kind of discussing like what was going on with the whole Superman situation. And we'll get to, I think, like the biggest one for the end, but I want to discuss the ending because Superman and Mr. Terrific are in Metropolis dealing with the pocket dimension rift opening up and basically splitting the city in half. Also, I think I mentioned this in my non-spoiler video, but I do like the little touch of the street sign that said Gotham City, keep left. I found that to be a really nice touch. And I wanted to touch on this as well. So Ultraman, basically clone Superman, gets hit by a bus and sent into a black hole, which we had seen in the pocket dimension before. And another sidebar. The anti-proton river that was in that pocket dimension, I don't know how the VFX team was able to make squares move like liquid, but that was impressive. Like, that was a really cool touch by the VFX team. So good job on that. But anyway, back to what I was talking about before. So Ultraman gets sent into this black hole. We saw those cubes from that anti-proton river go into that black hole. I saw one theory posed that those cubes, and with Ultraman going into it, that could be the setup for Hatrea. I hope I'm saying that right. Basically, Earth backwards, and that Ultraman would become Bizarro. Now, again, we'll have to wait and see if that happens. I always go by the mantra, I don't believe it until I see it. So if they do go in that route, that'd be very interesting to see that happen. But again, we'll have to wait and see how things play out. I also love the conversation that Lex and Superman have in like the floating station, with Lex trying to avoid like the split. He basically removed his station from like the building and then it split. Superman basically says like, hey, I wake up the same as you do. I put one foot in front of the other the same as you do. I make mistakes like you do. That's what makes me human. I'm more human than you realize. And of course, Lex isn't having any of it, and he gets battered around by Crypto a little bit. And when Lex is arrested, they don't take him to Arkham. They don't take him to any other DC prison. They take him to Belle Reve, which is where Task Force X used to be. It's where Task Force M is at, thanks to Creature Commandos, and it's also where Waller is. So it'll be very interesting to see, what kind of deals Lex might be cooking up in Belle Reve while he's there. Very interesting to see that. But we, of course, have to get to the big cameo at the end of the film, and it is our first look at Millie Alcock as Supergirl. And I think she looked really, really, really cool in the whole get-up. And of course, Crypto loves her, and Superman's like, see, this is why he has problems. It's because she takes care of him mostly. And I just found that to be absolutely hysterical and even more relatable to me, because my sister had always wanted a dog, and then we finally got a dog, and I just saw so many parallels from like Crypto to my dog, and it's absolutely insane. And also, remember, Supergirl's film comes out June 26th of 2026, so we still have a little over a year before that comes out. But I think she looks really, really good as Supergirl, and I cannot wait to see her film when that comes out next year. The two post-credit scenes, the first one is like Superman with Crypto looking out at Earth from like the moon, and that's thanks to the new Rockstars video. That is from one of the All-Star Superman comics that this movie was heavily based on. And then the second post-credit scene was Superman and Mr. Terrific looking at, like, the put-together building. It's like off slightly, and Superman is looking at it weird, and Mr. Terrific's like, why are you looking at that weird? And Superman's like, well, couldn't you have tried to, like, put it back together, like, better? And Mr. Terrific's like, oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to open up that rift again and then put it back together again? And Superman's like, no, 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 no. I was just like, you could have put it back together better. And Mr. Terrific just, like, storms off, kicks rubble, and Superman's like, sometimes I shouldn't even open my mouth and say anything. And it's just like a fun little aside to, like, end the film off. So yeah, those are pretty much my spoiler thoughts on the movie. I really, really enjoyed it. I've now seen it twice, and I'm gonna see if I can try and get my father to see it because he is a really, really big Superman fan. So I'm gonna see if I can try and get my father to see this movie at some point. But while I'm doing all that, if you guys like this video, leave a comment down below. What did you guys think of Superman, and are you guys excited for the future of the DCU going forward? Again, let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be safe out there, and remember, if you know that your world is full of metahumans and also has a pocket dimension right underneath it, I would just basically count your days, because anything could happen at that point. I'm just saying, anything could happen. And I will catch you guys next time.